All right, the film opens. It's in Seattle. It's been 1 week since I've never considered Bare Naked Ladies. Despite me loving Weezer, I've never been interested in listening to Bare Naked Ladies. I feel like they go kind of hand in hand. Anybody else have any Bare Naked Ladies?
I was a big fucking badge of honor that I listened to the song over and over again until I completely memorized it so that I could sing it in total anytime it came on the radio.
I am impressed by that, actually.
I still know all of it.
Do it.
Oh, right. On my way.
Tiny chicken. You have to sign a waiver.
Have a drumstick and your brain starts sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on. I tell a Mason. Okay, smoking.
Donna Mason.
Yeah. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Be like Leanne Rhymes because I'm all about values.
What is the
First
other?
Cameron's got the mad hit. Mad switch.
He tried to hold me, but I bust loose as you get sugar. So you have to sign a waiver because you know the vertigo. God, okay, I don't remember it.
So some teeny boppers are rocking out in their convertible, and then we hear the most dangerous song of all. I don't give a damn about my bad reputation.
That's another thing. The needle drops in this movie are maybe a little bit too on the nose. I do appreciate that our favorite band is a band that I don't really know who they are, and so that works for me.
Bikini Raincoat Killers. Or the other one, Letters to Cleo, or Bikini Raincoat Killers?
The blonde. Oh, those are the two live performances in the movie, Patrick?
No, he mentions Bikini Raincoat Killers.
No, I'm talking about that.
These guys aren't bad, but no Bikini Raincoat Killers.
I'm saying her favorite band is a local band. I like that. I like that she goes to concert all the time. And it's interesting that these teenagers both have bars where they can drink and smoke.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But
Seattle was wild.
Beginning, you can say the needle drops too precise or whatever. I wrote in my notes it's a great musical juxtaposition. You got the Plastics come down with their happy-go-lucky song.
No, I get that.
Next to them is Cat and it's the perfect song representative.
I'm just
saying, a girl
saying,
can do what she wants to do, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I don't have to please no one.
I think it works for Cat because there is a bit of put on about her. So yeah, I think that these are the very accessible songs that we all know, but they're supposed to be like deep cuts that they're like true to her. And it's like, come on, then why do I know the song, baby? Like,
yeah, and to be clear, it works. It works. I like it. It's fun. That's a great song. And
I don't like that her old shit car is a choice. Your dad's a fucking doctor. You live in a mansion.
True.
You could just have a nice car, but you're like performing lower class. I don't fucking like it.
But later in the movie, when she says that she doesn't care what people think, she means it. And well,
it's more than not caring what people think. She likes to do the opposite of what they think she will do. So if she's rich and could have a nice car, she wants to have a shit car.
Yeah, tell me how much her clothes
But the song is literally telling you, I don't give a damn about my reputation. And then later,
no,
it's cruel to be kind. It's cruel that you're doing this to me, Heath Ledger, by being kind to me.
Yes,
the lyrics are on the nose, but they work. It's
back.
All right. This high school,
they're perfectly on the nose.
Padua High School. Get it, Padua.
I get it now.
Mm-hmm. Joseph Gordon-Levitt visiting the guidance counselor, Miss Perky, who's writing a romance novel. And I thought we would get a lot more Allison Janney in this movie.
Like she was there for 3 scenes and then gone completely.
They probably had her for they had her for a day of filming, probably.
At least every adult that's in it, though, is fantastic. Whether it's Allison Janney scenes or the teacher scenes.
It's just like Grease. The adults shine. They are not background characters. They are fucking delight.
I think for a teen comedy, especially for like a classic one, having adults as little as like spices in the soup, doing weird stuff like later the soccer coach like confiscating the pot and then the bag of Cheetos. You're like, this serves no purpose other than just to delight
Patrick,
me.
I couldn't remember. Is that actor from Police Academy movies or is he from Night Court? I could not remember. But I knew him.
I don't think it's Night Court because I would know if it's Night Court.
Okay. I knew you
like an idiot.
I knew you were a Night Court man.
Yeah, John Larroquette is television gold. I mean, they remade Night Court, or whatever you call it, reboot or whatever the fuck you call it.
They revived it.
He reprises his character in the show.
Oh wow,
the show's terrible except for him.
So so it must be Police. There's something so familiar about that shitty little weasel face he has. It must be Police Academy.
I agree. Yes, I thought
I was like, what is this?
Something, but I have no idea what.
Yeah. Anyway. He's a character actor, and it's perfect. And it's like there are very sexual moments with teachers in this movie twice. Once with the guidance counselor, and then that, and it's like, how is this working? Why am I not repulsed by this?
I tell you, that's the second thing that I could criticize about the movies. I'm a little bothered by how long he looked at her breasts when she flashed them.
Yeah,
Like,
it even for high school then, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, you like, what are you? Oh shit, and that's what I mean.
Exactly, right? No, right.
No, yes,
You're like
you like, I don't know, you turn around or something.
Also, you're part of the soccer thing, which is like the biggest part of her life. The thing you see her doing the most is doing soccer practicing, and she's good at it. So it's like, you're going to see him again, Kat. You've really set up a weird fucking dynamic with you guys.
But that's why it's so romantic. That's why it's so romantic. She is detonating this avenue of her life because she's in love. All right, let's meet David Krumholtz. He's going to walk around Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Cameron, right? Yeah. Krumholtz is Michael. He is apparently the best friend in the universe because he knows this guy for 2 days and devotes his entire life to helping him get
sometimes
laid.
It just clicks. Like, hey, you remember how it was with you and me? It just clicked. You know?
You were always trying to help me get laid.
For 2 years.
Yes.
But it is clear from the start that this guy's floating around. He knows everything about everything at the school. He fits into nothing. But this new kid doesn't know that.
But I tell you what,
let me make myself useful.
I'll try to make this the last rant I go on for the podcast. But
sure.
Bullshit.
So I was thinking about this, and movies need exposition, and there's good exposition and bad exposition.
Sure.
And bad exposition is when people say things that they normally wouldn't say, that they have no reason saying, things they already know. Like, the guy comes home from work and the wife says, "Oh,
hey, son,
hi, honey." She says, "How was your day? I know things have been tough since the zombie apocalypse started a year ago when the Russians released that toxin, but the job the government gave you as a zombie hunter is really helping us financially." "Yeah, and the president said if I can just finish this one job, the one where I have to make it to Houston from here in California, where we live." From? No, I made it up.
Oh, geez.
I want to watch that movie, though. It sounds good. I want to know more about this.
If I can get to Houston and kill the zombie leader, we'll be set up for life. And then that reminds me of the Spaceballs, what they do in Spaceballs, where they tell the whole plan, even though they already know the fucking plan. All right, hey, we have the princess. She's going to give us the codes, the air shield, and we're going to suck their oxygen and save Planet Gerudia. And then Rick Moranis looks at the camera and says, "You got that?"
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to the audience. Like, it's hilarious. Yes, because that's just so stupid, to say things that you already know. Whereas in this case, it's something very simple, but him being the new guy, but it works. I mean, it allows you to learn about the people.
And it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle many movies have used, is the tour. Right. Like, now let me tour you around this place and give it. Right. It's good, but it's
not genius exposition, but it's acceptable.
They poke fun at themselves while they're doing it too, because they're giving you the class types of people. These are the very specific kinds of kids that we have here, and these are the cowboys.
Yeah.
I love that there's cowboys. It's like, I know this is dumb. People are not this like fucking defined in a box, but for this movie, they are. And here's some cowboys.
I think this part of the movie sets it up like this is going to be a much more broad comedy than it ends up being.
Yeah.
With all the caricatures and the Rasta white guys and
those are the parts. Yeah. They are misfits in this movie.
They set up with Larisa Oleynik and Gabrielle Union. They're like, they're so shallow, and you hear them and they're like, I love my Prada bag, but I also love my whatever. And this kind of goes totally away, the idea that she's totally shallow, right?
It doesn't totally go away, but there's a lot more of her sister in her than you get. They are both having performances. This school has a lot of roles, and you pick one. And I think Bianca is figured out her role. It was given to her. Let me just do this. I'm not supposed to be deep. I'm not supposed to be complicated. And then Kat decided to go opposite. I'm totally complicated. I'm completely deep.
Yeah.
They're both performances, and it goes away because it only takes getting to know somebody to realize nobody is that defined.
Krumholtz is telling us all of this, and he's introducing these two sisters, and don't think about dating them because they're not allowed to date. Write that down. Not allowed to date. The Stratford sisters cannot date.
I just like anyone that's the Stratford sisters. Yes. Tell me more. All right. What, Patrick?
He calls her vapid, conceited, and a snotty little princess. All great descriptions of Bianca. And those are things she is. And so to get to what you're saying, though, she is conceited, and she does like or she thinks she likes this attention. Like, it's not a total out of nowhere transformation that Bianca has.
It's not. Yeah.
Like, it makes sense when you
she's
think about it.
She's been called out on it, and that's
she thinks she likes this attention, but she realizes it's all shallow attention. It's meaningless attention. People don't actually know who she is. They just think she's hot.
Well,
whereas Cameron actually gets to know her and likes her for who she is.
And it's attracting people who can only get this kind of attention. Rather, that's when she really learns it. She's like, me acting this way attracted this model, and now I have to hang out with this fucking model who really is this shallow. And that's really what turns her off. I do not like Cameron's like Mr. Good Guy flip. I never saw it as toxic before, but now where I am now, he's like, but I was nice to you, you fucking cunt.
It's insane.
So disgusting.
He's a bit of a creepy stalker.
No, and it's not the stalking part. It's that he's owed something.
The stalking you have to accept.
He lied and forced himself into her life with intel, pretending to be something that he was, and then he frames it as this big gift. I learned French for you. I didn't ask you to fucking lie to me, dude. I owe you nothing.
And this is just the old like rom-com thing. It's like,
I know.
It's the Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything. If you like a girl, she owes you something in return. When
show me pussy now.
She doesn't owe him anything.
Right.
And we also just haven't seen, he's like, you can't just treat people this way. And it's like, she hasn't done anything to you.
Did you even really want to go sailing with me? You mean that one thing you said one time
that
while we were doing
even get a chance to respond to.
I didn't even respond, man. Do I need to go buy some yacht gear?
You don't even want to go sailing.
I don't even like my boat.
That's why this movie should have been 30 minutes longer. They could have added a couple more scenes of them.
It perfectly worked in 1999. No one expected more out of guys, and I totally read this as romantic. I was like, she should be. Because of course Bianca's choices are horrible model douche and little pipsqueak needy man. Of course that's the only options. It never occurred to me she could have a third.
There are a couple things in the movie that are a little problematic, but I try to not hold things against movies when that was just how the times were, you know.
Well, but it's lazy.
It doesn't make it okay, but no, I agree with you for the most part.
I just think Heath and Kat are examples of how you can take a simple script and make it and still make it good, where these actors just weren't as prepared to do that. He comes off as a sniveling little entitled.
There's a lack of emotional intelligence that the movie has with their relationship, I think.
And he does not read as a senior. I had no idea. I would have never guessed all those people were in the same
he could
grade.
be a junior, huh?
He's at prom.
I mean,
Jogo?
Our prom was junior senior prom.
Yeah, it was.
Well, they never say that.
They never say that.
Yeah, no, I know. So
you guys discuss. I got a P plus get wine.
Okay.
But what did you just say though? I was going to say, I was going to ask, do you think, so yes, we both think the Cameron and Bianca, whatever, but do you think we'd feel different if they were played by Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think that again, I don't love the script. I think that those two performances, and obviously it's the roles they're playing, but I think they're so magnetic and charming. And these two people, remember, these are sitcom actors playing in a movie for the first time. And I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is good. He's pretty good in the movie. I just don't like the character as written. But I think he's pretty charming. And then Oleynik, I think she's just out of her depths in this movie. Being in coming from a Nickelodeon kids sitcom, The Secret World of Alex Mack, to trying to play one of the major roles in the movie. She seems out of her depth, but it's if you put in the two leads into this role, I would like it more. I wouldn't like it as much as I like them in the roles they have.
Yeah, I think we noticed the lack of chemistry between the characters or lack of development between the characters' relationship more because the actors aren't selling it as well as the others do. What
I ultimately like about this movie is like it's not the gimmick. It's not like the gimmick of he's paid to try to like her or whatever. It is literally, I just like seeing them be together. I like them playing paintball with each other and talking with each other and him helping her when she's drunk. That's like
everything feels natural, like authentic. Everything feels authentic. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, why are they getting together? That doesn't make any sense. It feels natural. And
you see them surprising each other, especially him surprising her. I love when she smiles reluctantly at the things he says. There's none of this is like revelatory. It's not like this is nothing we've ever seen before, but there's just a thrill in watching two really charming actors have chemistry with each other and just getting to spend time together. Well, I did write the script is seeming a little Joss Whedon-y to me with all the one-liners. Like Heath Ledger goes into the English class. He's like, what I missed then in this class? And Kat turns around. She's like, the oppressive patriarchal values that dictate our education. It's like this is a little much. Mr. Morgan, the English teacher, has no time for snooty cat, and we said this already. It's important that she gets called out right away for
her privilege.
Play acting as somebody more oppressed than she actually is, which doesn't mean that what she's going through isn't real.
Right. You can still feel pain and loss.
Yes.
And you can only experience your own life. So there's a scale, and she's experiencing the lower part of that scale right now.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked already about like they have the scene where they're just walking around the playground explaining all the groups. Gabrielle Union, I think, is 25 years old in this movie.
Wow, she looks so young.
Yeah.
Goes on to do like a million things.
She's also the best friend in She's All That the same year.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I mean, that's fucking criminal. But she's also like the other cheer squad leader from Bring It On, right?
She is?
Yeah. She's just. She came up in a bad time because she's gorgeous and is capable of so much more. So if anyone's pissed, she's got the right to be. It makes sense why she's like, you don't want to take this fucking step up the social ladder? I will, bitch. It is strange to me, though, that they don't manage to give Bianca a real friend in this movie. I mean, she seems kind of completely alone. She just has this one friend, and this one friend turns on her. She's got if for someone that pretty, she should have a whole friend group. It's interesting that Bianca's really not as plugged in, maybe because she's a sophomore, not a freshman, right?
Yeah, sophomore.
Right. It's like, but someone that pretty would have a clique.
Yeah, you'd have a gaggle, but it's like, it's a movie. You can only have so many people who you're able to track. And
totally, and maybe that's the case, but it reads to me that her and Kat are more alike than you think. They're both loners in a way. She's just kind of built a wall around herself based on shallow friendships and talking points that make sense for the clique she's appearing to be a part of. Prada bag, hair by Dross. Items.
We meet Larry Miller as their father. He is so freaking funny and charming,
delivering the craziest cringy fucking lines, but they're great. He's so good.
Yes, almost every line out of his mouth is hilarious. That's what she would have said. She wasn't so doped up.
From a different person to be like, come on, Dad. But the way that the girls respond to it sell it even more, and particularly the way that Kat and him interact. It's like, no, this is a good dad. This dad is a busybody. He's to put in this much effort is a way of parenting well, just because it's so high effort.
Yeah, and Kat is accepted to Sarah Lawrence, which is, East Coast liberal arts college, and that means you're going to the other side of the country. And he would always have had a hard time with this, but because he's now a single father, he's like feels it especially hard that you're going to be leaving me.
And he has abandonment issues because of the mom leaving.
I love the line he says near the end when he tells her she can go to college. He says, Bianca still lets me play a few innings, but you've had me on the bench for years.
Well, because she graduated up to spouse once mom left, and that's not fair. It's just it's naturally what happens, and you end up, because they are peers. Besides her, she has no reason to not rebel against his rules, to not be sneaking around, to actually be fucking everything that walks. That's what a daughter would do who didn't respect and love her dad. She respects and loves him, and she knew that she needed to fill that motherly role in a sense, or just more partner. Like, don't worry, Dad, just raise Bianca. I'll take care of me. Like, that's what she did for the family. But it's all the only thing that's not completely viable is how much Bianca and her don't get along. That doesn't make sense to me.
They don't feel like sisters to me.
They're such a tight knit family.
I blame Larisa Oleynik though.
Yeah. That's the weakest link. She doesn't seem like she fits in this family at all.
Yeah. It's funny, like She's All That also has the single dad. There's also basically the exact same conversation. Kevin Pollak plays the dad, and he has like sometimes it's almost like we forget I'm your dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't literally say you're not my wife, but it's like, yeah, we need to remember you're not the woman of the house, or you're not my wife, basically.
Right.
And Pretty in Pink, Harry Dean Stanton has the conversation with Molly Ringwald. It's like all these teen comedies need to have a single father with
so do all the Disney movies. They need missing parents, and
but specifically single fathers with teenage daughters. It's like that always has to be the dynamic for some reason.
Yeah, if you want the person to be really responsible and kind of playing against their normal teen role, it's because they've lost some of their well, they've lost their childhood, and you can't. But I mean, I think I'm proof that you can do that with the
With the
mom
mother,
being
yeah.
there and the dad not being there. But God, there are those movies, and those movies are actual dramas when it's the mom. There's something about a dad you can kind of like, he's a goof. Oh, poor you not figuring things out. You're just a little silly man, aren't you? But when it's the mom, it's tragic.
This is a great point, Lacey. Yeah, it's like it's the test you can apply to a movie. Is it a single dad? It's a comedy. Is it a single mom? It's a drama.
Right. Like Anywhere But Here, and the Susan Sarandon one with Natalie Portman. I always fucking forget what it's
That's
called.
where the heart is.
No, that's not. That's not the right. No, no.
Wait,
I think
what
it's
were you
Anywhere
saying?
But
Natalie
Here.
Portman and who?
Anywhere
Yeah,
But
it's Anywhere
Here,
But Here. I was gonna say,
Where the Heart. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
But there's these very serious movies, and so anything between a daughter and a mother's got to be like, where were you? You know, it can't be light. You can't have a drunk mom and that be okay. Drunk mom, you're
It's all
fucking
that
about
stuff.
to be a murderer or about to get raped. There's going to be some essay if you've got a drunk mom.
We can make a grid. We'll make a grid. It's a PDF attached to this episode.
Yeah,
Open
please
it.
download.
I like that Larry Miller, he is a doctor. He was delivering twins, and he's telling his daughters, he's so afraid of them getting pregnant. He's like, you know what the 15-year-old delivering twins said to me?
The most fucked up part of the whole movie. Okay.
I'm a crack whore. Or should have made my boyfriend wear a condom.
He's like, oh, that would have been good. But no, she said, I should have listened to my father. I'm like,
They're like, no,
this
they
did
didn't.
not happen.
He's like, I know.
Well, that's what she would have said if she wasn't all doped up.
This is like Ronald Reagan. He would always just make up stories. He's like, well, mommy, I think of the woman who was on welfare who told me I should have gotten a job.
It is very privileged and short-sighted of what actually is the case when people are having children that young. But yeah, it's fine. We'll forgive it for its time.
He's charming. He's funny.
Yeah, no, Larry Miller delivers his lines so perfect. Like my favorite line of his wouldn't, a lot of people wouldn't sell it the way he does, but he says, they're going to the party. He says, no drinking, no drugs, no kissing, no piercings, no tattoos, no ritual animal slaughterings of any kind.
All right. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just so fucking funny because he's dead serious about it, you know?
That's a
It's
good
so
line, but of course it's no contest what the best line is, which is just, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bill.
What? When does that happen?
His neighbor throws him back
Oh,
his
yeah.
like armband. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew that was funny. We're like, help me.
Larry Miller still thanks Bill. Really funny. That's how good he is.
So yeah,
There's a hot tub on their deck.
Jogo asks Alex Mack out onto a French food. No, wait, Lacey, what happens with
This is
these
the first
two?
moment of their fucking tutoring, and he uses this as I'm your French tutor. Should we eat food together? Like,
On a date.
can you calm the fuck down? You look 4 years old, and I'm very popular.
Again, they needed more scenes. They just needed a couple more scenes.
No, I mean, I think it shows the fucking like entitlement that this guy feels right away, but he's not a bad guy. So it's just short-sightedness of the time, honestly. They didn't think it needed more scenes because anyone pining, anyone doing this, anyone making a bet, anyone like plotting things, falling in love at first sight, that's so romantic.
Okay, I think they needed more scenes because it was only watching it the second time that I realized that
Bianca even exists.
that she thinks that he explains to her, well, okay, so she's like, you're asking me out, that's so cute. Then she explains that she can't date until her sister dates, so he starts helping out with that, and she thinks he's doing that so that she can date Tony, but he thinks that she understands she's doing it so she can date him.
I don't think.
I think
Sure.
I think that's the misunderstanding that hurts his feelings so much.
Fine. But I think that they just have a very surface relationship and they're not really discussing the details. And I think she knows she has a crush on Tony, that she wants to see where that's going. Socially, it's the better move. And it's not until Tony. Is that his name?
Tony.
It's not until
Joey.
Joey, thank you.
Joey
We've been
Donovan.
calling him Tony the whole time.
All right, whatever fucking shit. It's not until Joey
I was
reveals
like, is that his actor's name?
It's not until Joey reveals himself to be like completely uninteresting and uninterested in anyone else that she's like, okay, that I get it. She had that prospect. That's kind of a cool thing that she was chosen out of all the many. She's just a sophomore and he's the most popular guy. Let's see where that ship's going before I attach myself to this little tugboat. I think it makes total sense for her to wait it out and be vague and allow it to be like, oh, but I thought you wanted me. Bye. It's convenient and it makes sense for her character.
Wait, I don't think she even, I mean, okay, there's a deleted scene where she does know that Joey's paying Patrick, but from what we see in the actual movie, I don't know how she would know that he has that plan. I mean, I think she just thinks he's going to find somebody to date him. And I don't. She doesn't know the details.
I'm saying that. She has all the evidence she needs to know that this guy has a crush on her. That doesn't mean she should have a crush back. He's tutoring her. That's why they're hanging out. I'm saying she leaves it vague because she is interested in figuring out what's going on with Joey. And this little guy, he'll be waiting around, and I'll get to him if it's ever time to get to him. In the meantime, I'll enjoy this. He's so cute.
I think it's more of a subconscious thing.
They talk about her sister. No one would want to date my sister.
She's a shrew.
An 18-year-old Julia Stiles? Fuck no. People 17. Don't want to do that. Yeah, but in real life, well, whatever. In the movie, she's 18, but in the actress is 17.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she's hot and mean. Guys hate that, except me. When I met a woman like that, I married her. And
I think as an adult, she's attractive, but I'd never found her attractive in this movie.
They Krumholtz, he's
Agreed.
Like, here's what we have to do. We will find somebody, we will pay somebody to date the shrew, to tame the shrew, but we can't afford it on our own. We need a backer. And there's this thing earlier where he's like a member of a VC group or something, so it's just like it's natural. We just need to find a rich guy and trick him into giving us money. So they go and they find Joey, aka Tony, who draws a dick on Michael's face.
Joey, aka Tony, draws a dick.
Yep. And Krumholtz had to teach the actor playing Joey how to draw this because he didn't know how to draw a penis. He's like, here's how you draw a penis. And I don't know, it's
just
funny.
Draw your penis.
I don't remember the actor who plays Joey, but I think he is also very, very funny in this movie.
Yeah, and I know him from a million things, and I can't think of any of them. But he's perfectly douchey.
Yes, deliciously douchey.
Deliciously douchey, deliciously coiffed, and he looks great in that little like tank he's wearing at one point. I'm like, okay.
But it is it is a little too complicated, and it's the adapting Shakespeare. It's like you have a little too many threads.
You're right.
Running here. Like you have the one guy who's trying to date this girl and paying somebody else, but you have these other guys.
The whole time you're thinking like, except for being a fucking delight, really, what is your motivation, best friend guy? Why are you doing this so hard? And the only thing that makes sense is truly, he fit in with no one. He's a floater.
Exactly.
It's his. He's basically the manager of all the teens. That's what he is. He just seems to know where everything is, and I think he's just like, this is my end. This is my end. I need a best friend. I need a best friend that'll have me.
Yeah, the group of people that he was in not only kicked him out of the group, but he probably wasn't never happy being in the group anyway with Bogey and those other Ivy League assholes. So he hadn't never had a real friend like Cameron, and so he's delighted.
Although Cameron's done nothing.
Became my friend.
Yeah, Cameron's done
nothing for him. Cameron's all about
but Krumholtz knows.
Cameron's a snack. He's a precious boy. And he's in his grade, and it's like, this is better than what I'm going to get anywhere else. Everyone else knows me.
Like in Hotel Transylvania, they zinged. So I wrote so they zero in on Heath Ledger as Patrick. Like there we go, that guy. He's the guy who's fucked up enough to want to date super hot Julia Stiles. He'll do it. We'll pay him. So they send Joey
$20.
to go. Yeah, I'll pay you $20.
We need a rich man. $20.
Hey, I mean, it's $19.99. That's like $45
at least.
He's like, well, let me think about this. I take her out to the movies.
$1 dude.
She's gonna want raisinets.
She's gonna want raisinets, right? Yeah,
I do.
I love it when he says that.
I'm gonna have to bring my big knife, and he's like,
baby knife.
Oh, and then like the Joker, he says, if you're good at something, never do it for free. So he pays him I don't know, $100 or something. And Ledger says to him, you've got a deal, $50 and we got a deal, Fabio. Because he looks like Fabio.
No, because he's a model and Fabio's a famous model.
This is kind of the joke writing of the movie that annoys me. It's like he calls him Fabio because he's a model and looks like Fabio. Like he
doesn't look anything like Fabio, Matt.
But it's like the most obvious thing in the world.
I think that's funny. He's from Australia. Why should he understand American culture? I think it's fun. That line works because Heath Ledger can do one-liners. Julia Stiles cannot.
And then I think the line before that though is important because I think there is because I want to think Patrick is a good guy through and through. And so you don't like that he's taking money to take out a girl, but I think there's subtle hints throughout the movie that he's poor, that he doesn't have money and he might need that money. So he doesn't want to do it. He thinks it's a shitty thing to do, but he fucking really needs the money. Because before that, he calls him trailer trash. Oh, trailer park. He says
That's where
trailer
the
park.
And this is a very affluent place that they are. So
but that is where have the one scene at his house,
right,
at his trailer house.
Anyone, where are his people?
I was so surprised there's not a like, God, I could really use the money to buy my new bike.
But it's in the performance, right? Because of him being attracted by $30 more is like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like you just see that he needs it.
Because otherwise you're like, why are you doing this?
And also I think he's been waiting for an end to just, I'm not actually this mean guy. I'm not actually this surface level idiot fucking metal shop. And it's like, okay, give me something to do. Thank you. I needed a new role at the school, and maybe this person who is not dialed in to like what all these cliques are up to might actually like just look at me like a human.
I mean, it's like, just imagine if the movie was 30 minutes longer, like I said, and all these scenes that we think should be in it were in it. I mean, this
give
would be an
Julia
11
Stiles a
then.
bra. Who's with me?
Oh God.
Give her a fucking bra.
For
And
what?
I gotta say, her boobs are the least offensive boobs I've ever seen braless, and it's because they're
Yeah, I was
small.
gonna say, yeah.
Lacey has
Give her a fucking bra,
to be
man.
clear, Patrick, Lacey has
what?
He knows.
Lacey has a fucking thing where if a woman doesn't wear a bra, she's very
Vulnerable.
where Lacey thinks it's a bad movie.
No, I don't think it's a bad movie. I will say this is the only movie where it's felt like Julia Stiles made this choice. Not the actress, but the character. Kat would not wear a bra because she's a feminist, right? And like the kind of feminism literature she's like reading and is the thing that the clicky, the trendy thing for her type of person to do would be about burn your bra. Like it works here.
I like this line from Larry Miller. Because Julie Stiles, Kat, is having an argument with her dad about attending Sarah Lawrence. She's like, you never care about what I want. And he's like, you're 18. You don't know what you want. You won't know what you want until you're 45. And then you'll be too old to use it. That is a wonderful line.
Yeah.
Finally, Cameron and Michael, they go and interface directly with Heath Ledger. Patrick, I try to say character names, not actor names, but yeah, whatever. And they're like, listen, that thing with Tony/Joey, I know we're calling him both things, but don't worry about him. We're going to help you. We're going to get the inside scoop on Kat. We'll help you date him. We'll help you date her. And he says, so you two are going to help me tame the wild beast, eh?
I did the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Hey, from here on out, can we call him Joey Fatoni?
Joey Fatoni.
You got it.
Hey, Joey Fatoni.
No.
I love Tony Fabioni. I like when
we are calling him from now
there's
on.
a point where he's talking to I think Heath Ledger in the hallway. Heath Ledger leaves, and then Joey just looks at himself in the mirror and winks at himself. He just loves himself so much.
He's so sweet to himself.
Joey,
Which
Joseph
picture did you
Gordon-Levitt
like better, the white shirt or the black shirt?
The white.
The white.
He looks so much more pensive. See, that's where you get a peek into the fact that also Bianca is also putting on and just found her very narrow box, and she's going to put this on. But she says pensive, and what that means is thoughtful. And so it shows right there. She's smart. She thinks he's dumb. So she's like, "Oh fuck, you're not acting. You're not also doing what I'm doing. You actually are this." And so both sisters
Well, then they should have leaned into that more. Well, then they should have leaned into that more, because I always thought that was so out of place for her to know what pensive means.
They dropped the vapid thing almost immediately.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it seems like she's a dumb blonde, but then she's no longer a dumb blonde.
No, because that's what this school has very strict slots for people to fill, and she's filling it. She wants a sure thing. Her mom left her too. Her family's kind of fucked up, even though they put on, right? So that's what she's putting on the face that she's been given. This is my role. I'm going to play it till it gets me where I need to go. It's just not getting her anywhere.
She and Cameron go into Kat's room and look for intel on her.
This is where I learned about black panties.
She has black panties.
Yeah, I didn't
you know
know
what that means? That means she wants to have
that.
That means she wants to have sex someday, she says. It's like, what, in 25 years? Okay.
I still wear the panties I wore when I was 14. So yeah, those work. They are stretched to shit.
And this is when I start to notice Larisa.
Just say one name. Pick a fucking name.
Larisa Oleynik from The Secret World of Alex Mack. Oleynik is doing the most face acting possible. She is always making 50 different facial expressions.
But that's because
They all suck.
It works here. It doesn't bother me.
No, that is not movie acting. This is I'm in a sitcom. I'm in the broadest possible sitcom. I have 3 cameras on me. I got to make as much face business as I can do.
Yeah.
And
but her character is empty and putting on, and so it works for me.
So Cameron, fresh with the intel, gets his best friend Michael, and they go visit.
This is the missing scene. I'm sorry. Club Skunk is the only part where I'm like, why can't he be seen at Club Skunk? He's got connections there.
And the fucking
why can't he be seen there?
Hey, Verona, what you doing here? He's been there before. The bartender knows him by name.
And it's like the movie forgets to pay it off. What is this about? Except for that,
that's why
it just alludes to like he's really plugged into the scene. He actually really likes these bands too.
That's what's frustrating. There's a missing Patrick movie here, and they need to release it for the sake of Patrick.
Just notice the GIF you have
I would
of Krumfeldt or whatever his name.
Oh yes,
I would cut off 2 fingers on my left hand.
Krumholtz has there's so many good physical comedy moments, like when he just picks up. There's some tough bikers playing pool, and he just picks up their 8-ball, looks at it, and then throws it.
He's like, but what he says,
and then the other guy immediately takes the money.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
And instead of beating the shit out of him, so he's just like this charmed figure, just floating.
Exactly,
through life.
And it reminds me of what I love so much about the slums of Beverly Hills. It's just there's so many times where he's just like, what are you doing? That's hilarious. I love it.
Mm-hmm. He's great. He's always wonderful.
Fucking a mensch.
So good in Oppenheimer when he gives Oppenheimer an orange to eat on the train. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, they're
Apparently.
Sorry?
Oh, before you... Oh, I was going to say, is that the Christopher Nolan movie that he was in? Is that Christopher Nolan movie, Oppenheimer?
Yeah, you've heard of this. You've heard of this movie, Oppenheimer?
I have no interest in seeing it.
It's good.
Yeah. It's the best. It's so good.
It's so good.
I know. That's
just trust
what I hear.
me.
Like, I've been trying to get myself to watch No Country for Old Men because it's supposed to be this great movie, but I just couldn't care less.
Yeah, you can pass that one up. Just
so you're catching up with the movies of 2007,
right? Just Patrick, can you just trust me? Me and you have very similar sensibilities. You will like Oppenheimer. Have you seen Barbie? Have you seen Barbie?
I would. I have more interest.
There's a reason why Barbenheimer was a thing. That's why I'm saying this movie should have been 10 Things I Hate About the Matrix. This movie should have been Barbenheimer. People were going to the movie theater to watch both of these fucking amazing movies at once because it could have fucked over Barbie. It could have fucked over Oppenheimer that they came out at the same time. It didn't. They became one.
I have a feeling Oppenheimer probably wouldn't have been so successful if it wasn't directed by Christopher Nolan, but he has such...
what good is that? Yeah, I mean, I could have directed it. It would have been a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, his reputation is so big that you just say, "Hey,
the movie is good."
Nobody needs to know anything else.
No, well, yeah,
I believe you.
But they'll find it out once they go see it, and it's shit.
But
that's silly, Patrick. It's good.
That's like saying this Taylor Swift album wouldn't be as popular if it weren't a Taylor Swift album. Yes, but it is. It was made by.
The point is that it is.
No, but I think the plot wouldn't draw anybody in. I don't think anybody gives a shit about it.
It's
about
not
Robert Oppenheimer.
It's not.
People care because they like Christopher Nolan.
You tell that to the fucking guy on Jurassic Park who's got a picture of him on his desk. People care about Oppenheimer.
I mean, I think people would have seen Jurassic Park if it wasn't directed by Steven Spielberg.
No, I mean, he doesn't get my reference. It's literally on the desk. It's literally on the desk of the man that.
Well, I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay.
No, it's in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
the actual man, Oppenheimer, is on the desk of the character played by Knight. What's his name?
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
So they're at the biker bar.
Anyway, Oppenheimer's
They're at the biker bar.
Biker bar.
Well, no, go ahead. I'm talking about the biker bar. So before you talk about how it doesn't make sense that he's at a bar drinking, I just want you to know that when I was 18 or 19, I was at the dungeon drinking beer.
Yeah, no. It makes sense. It's just it's so interesting to see it because like it just wouldn't be, and this couldn't be in the land of now that they scan your fucking thing. I had an ID with someone who was like 30 years old, and they just let me into places because they wanted that tang, that sweet poontang in the bar.
And you'd serve Heath Ledger if he came in looking like that. You'd serve him.
Of course.
He's born with a beer.
But they tell here's what we've learned about her. These are the CDs she has. These are the artists she likes. And he's like, these artists are all pussies. And then they're like, she wants to go. She could be seen at Club Skunk. And he's like, oh, I can't be seen at Club Skunk. Why can't you be seen at Club Skunk? I don't know.
Don't worry about it, mate. Right.
But then we cut ahead. We're now at Club Skunk.
Wait, but you messed up. I mean, you skipped the best line.
Well, apparently...
of the sidekick. And if it helps, she's got black underwear. Can't hurt him, all right?
She has a pair of black underwear. If that helps. Couldn't hurt, right?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. All right.
David Krumholtz, his awkwardness is just is beautiful.
Oh, here's another fucking part of the movie where I was like, I'm out. I need agua. Fuck you,
yes,
Julia.
I knew you would hate that.
Fuck you, Julia Stiles.
I knew you would hate her saying agua.
Out.
I don't like it either, but I guess, but I don't know, it doesn't bother me.
So
but
Club
apparently,
Skunk.
no guys could be singing the Club Skunk because if you look at the scene
On the dance
there's
floor, they're
literally
there.
not another man.
Right, which is
Is
why
there?
I'm like,
'Cause,
okay,
like-
it's a lesbian bar. That's why you can't be seen there. That like the whole time I'm trying to figure out why can you not be seen there. That's not it. There's men on the dance floor, but there's not until he gets on the dance floor.
So this
'cause
apparently,
he walks in, it's just woman after woman.
but this is Seattle in the '90s, so you're getting,
It's a big music scene.
you're getting the remnants of the grunge wave. You're getting cool indie rock. Apparently, this club is just for teenagers. They're going to serve them Coca-Colas, and this is enough
And
to
agua.
pay. This is enough to pay the bills for this giant overhead.
You don't know what Heath Ledger was drinking. He had something dark. It could have been a rum and coke.
I assume they're all just drinking waters and Coca-Colas, and it's just for spiffy
Guys.
little teens. Yes,
She's wearing her mother's pearls. Did you notice that?
she is.
She had a whole thing about Bianca wearing the pearls, and she's fucking wearing them.
Whoa.
I never noticed.
Man.
So when she yells at her sister earlier, it's later. It's
Yeah.
because she's done it herself. And
No,
she's,
This is before.
Or
Yeah,
it doesn't
so
make
later-
sense.
No, this is after.
It's after.
This is after.
This is
Yeah,
after. She wasn't upset with her sister. She was jealous. Like I want the pearls.
Oh, this is after you're saying. Okay.
Well,
that's-
because Bianca's like, I look good in them. I'm pretty, and so I never noticed. She's like, but I'm pretty too. I can. She probably resents Bianca for getting to get the popular role and her having to take the other one. So she's like, you know what? But here I can be popular and pretty, and he just called me sexy.
I think. I think that's. I guess possible. I never thought that though. I never know she was wearing the pearls, so maybe what you're saying has a lot more weight than I previously thought. But when they were talking, she was talking to Bianca. You know, Bianca says, "Well, it's not like she's coming back to claim them." And I think there's a part of Kat deep down that you know, is hoping and thinking she will come back.
Of course.
So she wants to leave all of her stuff the way it is.
You take back over this
Don't
house.
touch her
You
shit.
start taking care of Dad, so I can leave that alone. Yeah,
Exactly.
You're right. So yeah, he starts like talking to her. He's like, "Hey, I like all the shit you like too, I guess." And she's like, "Really?" And then she smiles at him, and I have this gif of her smiling. It is so charming with her big teeth. And
because he calls her sexy, and you don't think that's going to work on a person like Kat. It shouldn't. It should repel her.
But it's
it's what she wanted, and she's wearing the pearls.
yes,
I'm just saying that's what gives away the fact that like she wants some of the conventional role stuff too. She just hasn't assigned herself that yet.
and because he says it as the entire club goes silent,
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
he's not embarrassed.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Wait a minute, Spider-Man meme. I think maybe you is me."
Me as you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't care what people think either.
This is one of those little moments that you need to have for it to make sense when they get together at the end, when they fall in love. Like this is one of those moments where it's sweet, you know, and you know, it's heartwarming moment. It's just little things like that make the story fit.
So he asks her to go to Brony Lowenstein's party, Bogey Lowenstein's
Bony
party,
Boob and
What's a bogey?
Bronenstein.
and she, I don't know, what does she say?
Why would I go to that?
But he says, "Was that a yes? No. Was that a no?
No.
No. Good line.
Good line.
See, the script isn't that bad. All right, tell us about
what the fuck is this picture
what is the picture, Lacey? What are you?
of fucking Julia
Which one are
Stiles
you- which one
throwing
are
it
we,
back? Okay, it is
Okay.
Julia Stiles throwing it back, but she also like she's being exercised. Is she the exorcist? Look at this
A little
fucking.
bit.
This is
I'm not
horrific.
gonna lie.
Her
No, you could've
bones
picked a
are
better
breaking.
still.
That's broke bone lady right there.
It's a still from when Julia Roberts does her hip-hop
Julia
dance.
Roberts?
I know she's not Julia Roberts. Julia Stiles does her hip hop dance.
And she's never looked better, everyone. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Anyway, this is one of the many times where Bianca begs Kat to please go to the thing so I can go to the thing. And you know, she knows that Heath Ledger is going to be there, whatever. She's got that on her mind. So she's like, okay, I'll just fucking go to it. And I think it's kind of badass that she just wears what she's wearing. Bianca got all dressed up and she's like, I'm just going this. Let me just throw on a fucking Trinity trench coat, which is interesting because The Matrix came out. Yep. And then Mr. Miller here is like, let's put on the belly. You just wear it for a minute. Anyway, he makes Bianca wear the pregnant person tits and belly. to just reminder, don't fuck anyone while you're on this little outing. And yeah, that's what happens. What are you asking me to say?
Heath Ledger, just to share the burden of explaining the movie. So Heath Ledger shows up and he's going to take her to the party. But once at the party, there's not much interfacing between Patrick and Kat. And he's like, where is Kat? I would like to be with Kat. But she encounters Tony. And I realized this the second time around.
Joey.
There's actually, no, he's Tony.
I guess he's Tony now.
I like with the pearls, like there's subtle shit going on with her. Yeah. We don't realize why she is triggered with her interaction with Tony to then go get drunk. But watching it the second time, you realize she hates him because
I didn't need it the second time. But right, yeah, like he took her virginity.
Yeah, second time, yeah.
But that's what she was not binge drinking before she had that interaction.
Of course, right, and she's not racing around the party to get away from Heath Ledger. She's trying to find her sister because she does not want her virginity be taken by the same fucking guy. Like there's only one thing worse than that having happened to her is that on her watch, she lets it happen to her little sister, who she begrudgingly is the mother of right now.
Yep.
And so that's why she's going all around the party. It's not to be difficult. It's not to be fucking quirky. It's like, fuck. This is exactly the kind of environment where this happens. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't give her sister the credit because her sister's playing the role of something very vapid. She's not.
Yeah, her sister realizes she doesn't like Joey without her sister's guidance.
Exactly, right.
Didn't need her.
There is a decent arc for Bianca.
Yes, and later when Bianca and Kat have the heart to heart where she says like, "Well, I'm trying to protect you," she's like, "But you don't need to protect me. That's not your job." And like
right.
these are things for me to find out on my own.
Right.
I am my own person.
Right. Well, and I will say my favorite Bianca line in the entire movie is when good boy fucking Jogo, whatever the fuck you've been saying, is like, have you always been this selfish or conceited or something? And she's like, yes. Mm-hmm. And I just like that she knows the role she's been playing and she is self-aware. And you only need self-awareness to grow and be interesting in my book. So...
She does her fucking hip hop dance and everybody loves it except for her sister and for Heath Ledger.
But it ends just like just like Clueless. She hits her head on a light. Why is everyone rolling with the homie? Everyone hits their head on a goddamn light in the fucking 90s. Put the lights higher.
Would a cool girl indie rocker know how to do all this hip hop dancing?
That's the point.
Know. She's putting on.
I always thought. I mean, this might be how she got the role in Save the Last Dance, but I always thought her dancing was horrendous.
No, sorry. From a dancer to a dancer.
I'll
it's good. She's improvising. There's not a ton you can do on a kitchen table, but it works. And she gets on all fours, and it's like good. Like I don't know. I didn't remember this being good until this time, and I was like, okay, no, this is decent.
Gil Younger apparently he said he was friends with Paula Abdul. And he said to Julia Stiles, he's going to have a big choreographer who works with Paula Abdul work with you. And she says, but I can just dance. I can do it myself. And he's like, oh, okay. And he said, as a first-time director, he didn't know that you shouldn't say no to an actor saying that. He just let her do it, but it ended out working out.
It's realistic.
She didn't need a choreographer. She did this on her own.
Right. Yeah, no, it's just...
Yeah, and Julia Stiles said later she never would have, because she was young and dumb, didn't know what she didn't know and wouldn't have had the guts to do it later in her career.
Let me ask you all a question that I already know the answer to.
All right.
Ebert, I got a quote from Roger Ebert's review of the movie. Mm-hmm. He says, the music is subtle and incentive while still cheerful. And before that, I was writing down, I noticed that the music is always... very pertinent to the scene. It fits really well. And also the lyrics that they decide to play at that moment are very spot on, which you probably don't like.
Shut up, Matt.
Being paid. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you might think it's just too spot on. Like I love Bad Reputation in the beginning, describing Kat to a T. Like they pick the perfect part of the line. Well, do you think that so in this scene, when Cameron sees Bianca and he's ready to give up and the song that's playing that says, I've been wasting my time with you, you'll never be mine. And so do you think that's just too spot on?
Yes.
You think when they do that?
Yes, I don't like it.
I don't mind it.
Maybe the first song, when they're going in the window of the house, maybe that one's not too spot on. That one's just good. Like the juxtaposition of the music and the sisters, like that one's okay, but this one's too spot on.
It didn't bother me.
Later, And then when they're they're pulling up at the house after the party, the song that's playing is "I do my best to understand you, but you still mystify, and I don't know why. I pick myself up off the ground to have you knock me down."
Okay, well, now it's bothering me.
Too spot on.
Yes, and Cameron sucks. He's the villain of the movie.
Sucks.
He's like, I'm like nice to you and stuff.
I
Give me a
gave you
blowjob.
French.
Well, those lyrics were when Patrick dropped off Cat.
Oh, okay.
That was the song that was playing.
But Patrick then, because she's drunk, he's worried she's going to have a concussion, or that she does have a concussion, so he's preventing her from
Not because she's drunk, but because she hit her head.
Yeah. And takes her out by the swings. I like Julia Stiles' drunk acting because she's not overplaying it. She is, like many people when they're drunk, trying to act like she's not drunk. But the tell is that she's falling over and stuff. But when she talks, she's not slurring or anything.
Right.
She's just being a little more open and vulnerable. It's again,
good.
she's great.
She's good.
Then he drives her home and they have a little heart to heart. And he's like, I know everyone digs your sister, but she's without. It's a good line. Just she's without.
Thank you.
And
I thought you were going to say the opposite.
And she tries to drunk kiss him. He refuses. And then she gets offended, which I would think
she's embarrassed, not offended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would be.
Totally it. It's not like, oh, you should have taken advantage of me, you motherfucker.
You threw up. You danced. You threw up. You got shit-faced drunk. You told him he had pretty eyes, and then he wouldn't kiss you. Go kill yourself. I would be so fucking embarrassed.
It seems to me.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
No, you're wrong. Whatever.
Just,
if you stay.
If you say it wasn't perfect, you're wrong.
I would think this feminist girl would understand.
She's not, though.
Yes, she is. She is not faking that she's a feminist.
Yes, she doesn't want to get drunk and be raped or anything, but yes, she's embarrassed.
She's embarrassed. Not when it comes to him. She's being vulnerable with him, and he's shooting it down.
Yes, but when she is sober, I find it weird that she lets it continue. Like,
well, we don't know what it turns into when she's sober. It could have turned into something completely different. But it's the major thing is embarrassment, and she's not sure where she stands with him. The whole time she's suspicious of his intentions, and she's right to be suspicious. But the deep down shit feeling is that she's going to be rejected and he's going to walk away like her mom did. So all she needed was just a tiny bit of proof of that and be like, I knew it. Mm-hmm. This is why I have a wall.
Anyway, between this and Austin Powers refusing to have sex with Vanessa Kensington when she's drunk, see, like in the 1990s, people did understand about like consent and people being drunk and
how to signal being a good person.
Yes, which is just declining to have sex with a drunk person.
And don't just use the excuse of like everyone else is doing it. That just means you're kind of a shitty person.
So their cool English teacher.
It's always English teachers, isn't it? It's always English.
So cool.
He starts quoting William Shakespeare, and he's like, William Shakespeare is pretty with it, everybody. And I think it's time for us all to write a sonnet. I love that Kat asks a question. Does it need to be an iambic pentameter? And he's like, great question.
Get the fuck out of here.
He hates her. And it's great.
He's just anticipating her.
It's a really good assignment. Get out of my class.
Yep.
Go.
She can't win.
It's worse than being in Indy's class. She gets no instruction.
So
hey, it's not stalking. Fuck you.
It's not stalking. It's
I don't like your titles to most of these slides.
Yeah. Because he's being provocative. Matt likes to pretend that I'm reactionary when he fucking prods me with these titles. This is every episode, Patrick.
No.
He chooses stills that are going to trigger me, and then he's like, and what are you responding to, Lacey? That's his little fucking catchphrase. Oh, stupid bitch, not doing podcast, correct? You're doing it to me.
You're such a dick, dude.
Gaslighting piece of shit.
Why haven't you left him yet?
I don't know, but I'm coming to Iowa or wherever the fuck you are.
Yeah, look closely for
Move
it.
to Iowa, Patrick. I'm on my way.
Meet me in Iowa.
Which one's worse? Idaho.
But he keeps showing up wherever she is.
Time.
And she's at the
as a
guitar store.
player.
She's at the guitar store, and I was going to ask
upside down.
Patrick, what do we think of what do you think of Stiles' guitar acting?
It's upside down.
It's the most. It's like nobody on the set knew to tell her, hey, maybe put it like up here in a chord or something. Like she's barely even touching the strings.
It, right?
Hands in the weirdest, most awkward.
Maybe if
spots
she had a bra on, she could let it go over her tit.
Like she's not playing the guitar for shit.
Well, but see, what's weird is I think her fingering with her left hand is pretty good. She's making actual chords.
You triggered me with that sexy fucking word.
But she's
Say it again.
She is playing actual chords. She's playing like ska chords.
Yeah.
But she's playing them really fast. But it's clear she's not playing with her right hand, and she's holding the guitar in that awkward way that non-guitar players hold the guitar. You're right. It is pretty weird, but it's
hug it.
It's weird.
Yours.
It's weird for them for an actor to be half good at it. Like you're doing the right thing with your left hand.
Well, I think she accidentally did some of it.
Oh,
right?
okay. Yes.
I mean, her finger position looks right.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is the hard part. It was the finger firmness I couldn't do when I got my sweet
I don't
zenith.
know. I just think she moved her fingers into different, like the claw, like Phoebe.
Yeah.
Phoebe taught her how to play, and so she just did that.
I'm completely distracted by the fact that she has her own headphones on. So I'm like, what are you even fucking listening to right now? Those didn't.
Well, she's plugged into the guitar.
Oh!
And I used to, and you did too, go to guitar stores all the time and play guitars there. Never saw these headphone things. I was like, that's a thing.
Yeah. That's because they hate it when we did that. They're like, buy the shit or get out.
No Stairway to Heaven. Wayne's
Wayne's World is such a good movie.
It really is.
We'll do that one
we
next.
need to do. No, that's a load bearing big for me.
So then there's so Jogo explains to him.
This is how they knew he could be the Joker. Who would do this?
The singing in the high school.
Okay, but where?
Stadium.
What's
No,
the cafeteria table one? Is that She's All That?
It's not She's All That.
Who sings on
Scream
top of?
2.
Okay,
It does happen in Scream 2. It probably happens in another movie.
I mean it's great, but it's like I love that he spends his money on this. He gives all $300 to the. That doesn't make sense because he also buys the
That's
guitar.
not true. He doesn't spend all his money on this.
No.
It looks
he handed.
like it.
I looked very closely. He handed the guy 20s. I think there were 2 or 3.
But it is $1, $2, $3 bills, isn't it, Patrick?
Let me
It's
just
2 or 3. Yeah.
It makes it
hard to tell.
infers that it's all the money he's been given.
So he is doing this because Jogo explains she is embarrassed, so you need to embarrass yourself. You need to prostrate yourself before her.
Which is the best advice anyone has ever given anyone. It is spot on.
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes to the fucking football stadium, gets a wireless mic, and starts singing. I think
Beautifully, I
I gotta
add.
tell you,
Yeah, very good. Very good.
this is. I am fucking allergic to this shit.
Yes, you are.
I hate this. I assumed I would want to fucking vomit.
But
But
the
Heath Ledger's
marching
such
band,
a goddamn movie star. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you did it.
he slaps the fucking
And when he
cop on
slaps
his
the cop
butt.
on the ass.
Yep.
Yes.
And he improv'd all
so-
of that.
Seriously?
Yeah, the director told the security guys, because they're just extras, he's like, I don't know what he's going to do. Just go with it.
Oh my god.
And one of those security guard extras, apparently they thought he was having a heart attack. They had to shut down for a while
Oh.
because they were running around so much in the sun.
Oh.
But hey, great scene. I also just hate this song. What do you think of this song?
I fucking love this song. It's one of my favorite songs.
Ugh.
I love this
I
song.
don't have any particular feelings about
Well,
the song.
I win then.
I think it was appropriate for the scene.
Yes, it was. And he says he love you to you. To
Which
him.
that's
to there.
yeah, it's like you're coming on very, very strong.
It's working.
I love you, baby, more
There's
than
no
a
song.
dollar a
I
do.
like you, pretty good lady. There's not a lot of
He's not
those.
saying it. He's not saying I'm in love with you.
I know. I
He's
take it
just
that
singing a
way.
fucking song.
Like, we're gonna get married
He's
after
singing
this.
a song.
In the script, it was I Touch Myself.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
And then there was
A great song. Great song.
Yeah, but it's not
no.
sentimental enough. She needed to know that there wasn't a
Yes.
lust thing. She didn't know that she didn't make a fool of
Yeah.
herself. He needed to be sincere and sweet, not sexy. Also,
Well,
I touch
him
myself
singing
is in
that
Austin
song.
Powers.
but it would be
Just
him
like he says, like-
embarrassing himself.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but this-
particularly that song.
But that song is like a sexy,
Yeah.
like this is about fucking you. So I'm cool because I'm singing about fucking you. This is about loving her. That's why this is embarrassing and good.
like when they're in the lunch line and he says, "Don't say that crap to me. People can hear you."
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of crap he's talking about.
Right,
This song.
exactly, Patrick. Yep.
I
This is the vulnerability that
You
is
just don't
needed.
get it, man.
I
God,
agree
Matt.
with. I agree.
Get the fuck out of here. Me and Patrick can take it from here, Matt.
All right, take it from here.
Meet me in Iowa. Iowa. I love the paintball scene.
So okay. So now,
The haystack kiss.
as a result of this, he goes to detention, but she gets him out of detention by flashing the
Just wait 20 minutes, Kat. Wait 20 minutes.
teacher.
He's gonna be out.
And yeah, he gets out. So they go meet and they go on a paddle boat and then they go on a paintball date. And it did remind me, I did not date in high school until my senior year where I did a little tiny bit of it. And I think this movie captures that kind of awkward but weird feeling of like, I'm one-on-one, me a boy and her a girl. And we're just going to do something fun together and we like each other.
How can I not look stupid or accidentally fart?
I mean, I guess, yeah. It's just like, it's like a weird but charming situation to be in. And then they just fucking start paintballing and kissing and coming paint on each other.
That's sweet.
And it's
I
cool
love
and
it.
sweet. Yeah.
Do you have any idea who sings the song during that scene?
What is the
I'm
song?
surprised that no one's told you before that you're lovely and you're perfect.
Oh, and no, God damn
Good
it!
song.
Google.
I can
Is
just
it
look
Bare Naked
up, but
Ladies?
No, I think
It's
it might
kind
be
of
Semisonic.
Scottish.
Yeah, F&T by
Well,
Semisonic.
that's what
Very
I
good,
said.
Patrick. Semisonic has another song, eh?
Hey, I've got a semi just thinking about it.
Wow.
Can we go on?
Semisonic, when they play their concerts, they open with closing time and close with closing time. It's a great idea.
Love that.
What an amazing
'Cause
cell
you know,
phone. Oh,
I've told you
God.
before, like,
Oh, my God.
it's great to have a one-hit wonder, but at the same time, it sucks.
Lean
'cause
in.
People go to your concerts and
Lean
it's like, dude, just play the fucking song that we know.
No,
like, cut
I
this other
just-
crap out. Just play that one song.
It's like
And they do
saying-
it twice.
It's like saying, yeah, we have cowboys. Like, it's just like, I know, this is stupid.
No, I fucking
Closing
love that, dude.
time.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I heard that like somebody was talking about Toto's greatest hits. I was like, how does Toto have a greatest hits? Is it just Africa 16 times?
They have songs.
Yeah, just not here. They weren't popular here. Go on, then.
Rosanna is like the other big one, I think. Rosanna.
So he invites her, go to the prom with me. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
didgeridoo.
make me the honest man. And she's a little suspicious of that. What do we think of this? I like that. What gets her suspicious is just that seems
wanna
a
conform.
little out of character for you, and it's raised my hackles.
Right, because like you want to take me to this party. I get embarrassed at this party. You want to take me in public again. We've had such a good one-on-one, but now you want to take me to this thing that you know I don't like to conform. You know this makes me feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
Why this? Why does this have to be our next date? This was so good. It feels a little out of the blue, but she's been
Yeah,
suspicious.
no, I think she got a little too suspicious. Yeah, I
But
think she
she's-
was suspicious a little too fast.
her mom left her. She's been
But yeah.
a fucking mom to leave two girl children is bizarre as fuck.
You changed my mind a little bit.
The kind of self-doubt, if it wasn't for the immense love of her dad, she would be completely feeling worthless. So yeah, she's just like, why are you trying to fit me into this box? What is this? You can date me and then not like me, and we're doing it by my rules, but don't get me to conform and do fucking corny shit that I wouldn't normally do, and then tell me you don't like me. That's something I can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm embarrassed in front of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about Bianca beating up Joey?
I love that. That's the only part of the movie.
Fine.
That's my only thing with them that I like, because she beats up Joey and then heroically picks up Jogo, and he's like swept off his feet by her.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting gender reversal. It's not like
I
he's
agree.
been emasculated, but he's just like into it. Like, she beat up that guy. That's hot. It's not like he has to beat him up now too.
I love her lady dick.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's yeah.
I agree. It's
Matt-
just if you just
Patrick-
don't like Bianca in the first
Patrick,
place, so,
get this.
you know.
Matt thinks her prom outfit is ridiculous. Isn't Bianca's prom outfit adorable? Are you not
yeah, it's
into it?
great.
I fucking love it.
Everybody looks great in their dresses and their tuxes.
I think she looks like a child.
I love it because she is
Well, she is a child.
childlike. Yes, but
Yes.
it's not like super sexy or anything. She's I don't know. I think she's like finally starting to be
That's
herself.
elegant.
It looks like she's wearing a tutu. Like she's gonna
It's
go do a
adorable!
ballet recital.
All right, fine.
I don't think it's as nice as the other two's dresses, but
I hate Julia Stiles'
still a good
outfit.
dress.
I hate it. I hate
So-
her
Well,
hair.
Okay.
What's her name? What did we decide her name was?
Who?
Mandela.
Joey. Oh,
No,
I think
Mandela.
it's
Mandela.
cute. I think it's cute that they're Shakespearean. It's stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, no,
and
it's
he
adorable.
actually looks fucking hot. Yeah, he's actually
does.
pulling it off. And for some reason, he paid the band just to let him stand up there until she noticed,
He's got a lot of
I
clout
don't
in
know if he
this city.
paid them.
or whatever. But like the only thing he didn't like go, hey, Shakespeare,
Yeah.
I'm up here. He just stands there until she notices, and then she's like,
Wonder how long
That's
she
true.
was
That's
up
true.
there.
Yeah.
he just says it.
He probably got down, kept getting back up. Any minute
Yeah,
now.
probably. Yeah.
All right. So
I'm
look.
dressed as Gaston. All right, sorry.
So there is the scene with the sisters where she finally tells
Does look like this song.
Kat, and you're LeFou.
with the shirt. What do you call those?
Do the poofy
With
shirt.
the,
wearing
with
the poofy
with
shirt.
the cufflinks come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like Gaston.
No one dressed like Gaston. So
Like a sexy ass Gaston.
The original Haktua is Gaston. All right, fine.
Gaston is the original Haktua. So Kat tells her younger sister, here's the thing. You don't know this about me. I had sex with Tony when I was in ninth. Never heard somebody call it knife. When we were in freshman year, I had sex with him and her sister's like, oh my God. But it's like, yeah, this is when I used to be popular, when I had sex and then I realized I'm too young to have sex. I don't want to do it anymore, and tells him, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to break up with you. I just don't want to do this anymore. And then he breaks up with her. And this is what sets her on the path of,
I don't give a damn about my reputation.
Exactly. Because she did that because she felt pressured to. I'm not going to feel that way anymore.
No.
Yes. And
Not
then we
bad.
get a little montage of all these characters are sad and they're thinking about how sad they are. And then this leads Kat to realize, I will go to the prom with Heath Ledger. I will. So they all go to the prom. Me and Lacey argue about Bianca's dress. Heath Ledger says, you look really special. You look like a wallaby.
I want to push you into a shit. I couldn't think of anything Australian to push her into.
And then Gabrielle Union tells Bianca Tony had a bet that he could fuck you. There's a bet. I missed this bet. When does this bet
He
happen?
didn't say a bet. He said he paid him.
A bet? Tony,
No,
Joey
she
made
says
a
that
bet.
he had a bet that she would. Yeah.
When does
Well, we don't need to see
I don't
it.
know. I think
So
that's
it's
a
off
good
screen?
enough approximation. I think it's just like telephone, right? Like it's just like
No. He just told her that in the car. on the way
Right.
there. Like he went to go pick up Bianca. Then, I guess I can't go with her. I'll go pick up the other girl.
I like this
guess.
read. I like this read, Patrick. That's
no,
a good.
it's good. It's good. It's a
Because
secondhand
you
self
because you saw
mythologizing,
earlier.
right?
Because the guy did say, I bet you can't get that. And he says, money I have, this I'm going to do for fun. So we already know he's not doing
Well,
it. It's not a bet.
and they
or
make it
anything. So he
very-
just told her that in the car. So to make her feel like she wasn't her second choice,
Right.
his second choice.
Well, they make it very clear that no one's actually interested in Bianca for Bianca. They want to take her virginity. They're always talking about how she's a virgin. It's gross.
Ugh.
And you don't know totally from Jolo or fucking Jojo or whatever you keep saying, that he isn't also just trying to go after that pureness because he also fucking compliments her on being pure. It's disgusting.
I
Yeah,
just
this
realized
is-
he's saying Jogo because his name's Joseph Gordon.
Jesus
That's why I
Christ,
say-
Patrick.
It just clicked with me. Well, if you realize that, how are you not getting that
I'm
right? You say
dyslexic,
Jogo.
so I couldn't get the go before the Joe. I kept putting the Frank
no,
above the
you
bean.
didn't know either.
I wrote
You
it.
didn't
I don't know his
either.
actual name.
I thought that was his name in Third Planet or something.
Shut up.
I wrote
Patrick.
Gojo throughout my entire notes. Gojo, like Mike Golick Jr.
Go, Joe!
And then Joey reveals it's Julia Stiles hears that he paid Heath Ledger to take her out, and she's like, "You,
Am I a bet? Am I a fucking bet?
am I a bet, Heath Ledger?" And he's like, "No, you're a precious wallaby." But it's not working. Now Lacey pointed this out. He's been stalking her this whole movie, but once she walks down the stairs, he will not then follow her down
it's
the
like,
stairs.
You're already in your outfit. Just go.
Yeah.
No.
No. He knows her. He
So-
needs to
I
let her.
love
think-
how much Patrick defends everything.
I have to. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
But no, because I was thinking just a few seconds ago that this is like the scene in the movie that's usually cringy for me. You know, when they find out and then the other person tries to sell that. No, I really love you. Like, I swear, it wasn't just about the money, but I think he sells it so well. I didn't care about the money. I cared about you, you know? And then she's like, oh, fuck off. And then he tries to kiss her and she reaches. I think that's when it's time to leave her alone. You know,
Yeah.
so
No,
I don't think you should
I
choose Constance
agree.
at all.
It's just for the sake of the plot.
But
Like, come
right.
on, get it moving,
And-
move this along.
Well, in real life, though, I'm already dressed up. I'm gonna chase you into the fucking parking lot and let you, tell me to go away one more time.
That's the thing. That's what you said. It's like, yeah, every fight that we've had in our 15-year relationship, it's been,
I stalk you till you tell me it's okay.
yeah. I mean, yes, that's
Yeah,
how fights
no,
have to
me too.
resolve.
Right? It's like,
I mean, I did before you were there. I did that with Matt. Tell me it's okay.
tell me we're
'Cause when he
good.
says it's okay, you don't believe him. It's fine. And it's
Right, it's
dude,
like,
I don't
leave
believe
me
you. I know you
alone.
got mad at me. Just fucking tell me what you're mad about.
I will when
Quit
I'm
keeping
ready.
it inside, Matt.
No, when I'm ready, I'll tell.
You're never
So
ready.
yes, then at school she's gonna read her sonnet, and she gets up in class. She's gonna read her sonnet.
Weeping Willow, why you weep?
Weeping Willow,
Willow.
why are you sad? We
It's-
both made the
Sorry, this is a My Girls joke.
joke from My Girl.
My Girl. Sorry.
When Veda reads her poem
Which
about
is
Macaulay
horseshit.
Culkin getting
This
stung by
one's-
bees to death.
Not even a little bit.
But
This is not a great poem, but the
It's
last
not,
line
but
is.
she's
I love it.
good.
I
that's
the
love it.
why
last-
I
yep.
love this poem, because you're like, oh, well, yeah, she's
It's
going to be
just-
a great poet. But no, this is like
No.
a roses are red.
Right.
I love Heath Ledger. It's not that well written of a poem,
not.
but it's raw
Except the
and
last
it's
line.
real.
Yeah.
It is.
I tried to track this. This is either 8 things or 13 things I hate about you.
Don't know what you're talking
Depending
about.
on if you want to couple these individual items.
I never even
Yeah.
this name. The name of the movie is a non sequitur. Like
It
doesn't matter.
I didn't see any reporting on why they named the movie
because
this.
it's the same reason why listicles work. Whenever you fucking publish an article, you put a number in something and people watch it.
She's right. She's right about that.
You want to know how stupid I am?
Yes.
I never even made the connection between the movie title and this poem and saying the thing she hates until I was on IMDb movie reviews.
Then that's where Matt got it.
Because I wanted to see what other people would say who didn't like it. Why didn't they like it? You know, and this.
There's only 4 reasons not to like Heath Ledger.
Yeah, and then one person mentioned that it's a lot more than 10 reasons why she hates things she doesn't like about him. And I was like, oh fuck, I never even connected.
There's
that
everything to
poem
like
and the title of the
about
movie.
him. I love him.
She's so great here. She's crying in front of the class. They did this in one take. I kind of wish I kind of wish they don't cut away from Julia Stiles to get to the reaction shot. But they do. It's fine. But yeah, it's nice.
I'm
and
so
like,
glad you forgave them.
I do forgive
And how she
them.
messes up the poem, the tiny bit.
Yes.
I hate that. So perfect.
Yes,
Fucking
so
perfect.
good. Then they get out of the scene, and then she goes to the parking lot, and there's a Fender Strat
Not a Strat
in my car.
If there was ever a time to say the full word, just say the full word. Say Stratocaster. Don't say fucking Strat.
Well, I
It's
thought you were talking about
no,
Stratford,
that's like saying
her
10
last name.
things. There's a 10 things in here. A 10 things.
A Catherine Stratford.
Say the whole goddamn word. Fuck.
Strat for strat.
That's what the program's called. Mexican Strat, I believe.
Oh my God, Matt.
So he's like, yeah, so I bought you this, and
It's called a didgeridoo. Where I'm from.
I figured we'd be all cool now, right? And she's like,
There had to be there should have been 10 more minutes between the poem and that.
this is like the movie's.
It should have been another day.
The movie's running out of budget and schedule, and they spent all their money on the helicopter shot for the
on
end
that
of the
fucking
movie,
guitar.
and on this guitar. And they're going to return the guitar afterward. So they're like,
And the
yeah, so
helicopter.
now you forgive each other. And she's like, you can't just buy me a guitar every time you fuck up. And he's like, well, there's still bass and a drum set and also a nice little didgeridoo.
Yeah.
And they
Adorable.
kiss, and that's the end of the movie. Bada bing,
I
bada boom.
love it.
That's the movie.
And then I don't give a damn about my roof rotation. I'm on the roof. Yeah,
They do a cover of I Want You to Want Me.
That's what I said.
And Patrick and I, our band Roll Route 9, used to cover this song.
Oh my
and
God,
a member.
tell me more.
Why can't I tell this?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
One time we covered it, and a member of another band who was playing that night said to me, it's like cheating to play that song.
Tell me the name of that band so that we can all loathe their
Was that the band with
Tell
the
me.
woman that front?
Patrick, say
was that
the name.
with the female singer?
Yep. And
Okay, now don't say it. Now
you
don't say
know-
it. Nope, nope.
and you
Y'all
know
are
that-
haters. Nope.
You know the guy who we saw in Hammond playing. Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
This is
Jesse something?
very
All
interesting.
right, Jesse something.
Jesse
we won't
something.
say anymore. But
Uncle
that's
Jesse.
yeah.